Yes.
So Maguire didn't come to Liverpool.
No, Maguire couldn't make it to Liverpool. Welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. We are on transfer deadline day, and we discussing transfer deadline day. We'll go deeper into some transfers, the top 10 transfers of this summer, and also we'll look at some of the teams, how they did their business. The highest spenders is Liverpool. We'll speak with Raf, ask them how they were able to get enough money to do these amazing transfers, and also the highest earners, Chelsea, gaining up to 300 million plus on player sales. We'll talk about that. How are Chelsea able to buy a lot of players and sell them at an easier sale than other clubs? We'll also dive into Arsenal, Man United, and Tottenham, and also go around the world, some of the amazing transfers that happen. And we'll let you know your team, how your team will perform with this enough transfers they've done for the next season. So let me start with Raf. You spoke with us telling us that Isak will surely join Liverpool. And today, officially, Isak has joined Liverpool at a club record signing of 130 million pounds. That is 130 million euros. I want to find out from you, getting Isak and missing out on McGay, do you think it wasn't a full 100% transfer market for Liverpool after missing out on a crucial defender you were looking at getting? And also, what do you think Alexander Isak would bring to this Liverpool setup?
Amazing player. Isak is an amazing player. I mean, last season in question, if you look at how Isak played, I mean, he's scoring against Liverpool. No, Isak is not only a goal scorer. Isak is good on the ball. He's good in the air. He has the pace. He has a physicality. He has I mean, he's a complete striker. I'm not being too I don't want to be too excited, but Isak is a very, very fine player. We know with transfers, players can come in and then, things can turn upside down and then they'll be having a bad season or a bad time at the club. But with Alexander Isak on paper, what he has done with Newcastle, from Real Sociedad to Newcastle, it is clear that he's a very, very fantastic player. Now, Liverpool has allowed a lot of attackers to leave their club. The sad demise of that happened to Diogo Jota has left a big hole in the club. As it stands, Liverpool has only one typical striker in Hugo Ekitike as a number 9. So it is very good Liverpool brings in another player. At least every position must have at least 2 players to compete. And how Ekitike is even playing currently, Liverpool can even play him maybe on the flanks when Cody Gakpo is not around, or maybe as a number 10 man for depending on the opponent you are facing and depending on the game. Players can compromise and play in different positions. We saw Dominic Szoboszlai playing as a right back against Arsenal and even against Newcastle. So Isak coming is going to give Liverpool's attack a scary look with Mo Salah, Ekitike, Cody Gakpo. I mean, fantastic. So I feel he's going to add a great attacking powers to the Liverpool front line.
Okay, so let's look at the top 10 transfers on the transfer market. So number 1 is Alexander Isak joining Liverpool. Number 2 is Florian Wirtz joining Liverpool. Isak joined Liverpool for 144 euros. Florian Wirtz joined Liverpool for 125 million euros. Hugo Ekitike joined Liverpool for 95 million euros. Nick Watamada joined Newcastle for 85 million euros. Benjamin Sesko, 76.5 million euros. Then we have Victor Moses moving from Napoli to Galatasaray for 75 million. Brian Mbeumo, 75 million. Victor Gyökeres to Arsenal, 65 million. Alexander Arnold, that is also one of the transfer coming in for Liverpool. That was 10 million. Then the last one will be, that is Cunha, coming in for 74.2 million. Let me add, that is another player, that is Zubimendi, also moving for 70 million. These are some of the top transfers in the market. If you could see the top 3, it occupies players that have moved to Liverpool: Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, and Hugo Ekitike. This is almost getting to 400 million in players incoming. How did Liverpool make enough money to do these transfers? And their outgoings were up to, that is 110 in the transfer. So how are Liverpool having huge sums of money to make this transfer? And with a squad with Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekitike, Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and Florian Wirtz, how would Slot balance the squad going into next season?
First of all, in our previous video, there was a video we analyzed all these issues, and we spoke about how Liverpool has not spent for the past 5 seasons. Liverpool have been able to stay low key, as we say, and was able to gather a lot of money for some of these transfers. I mean, last season, for example, Liverpool didn't make any major signing. Maybe the inclusion of Federico Chiesa, Liverpool didn't make any signing, which we eventually went on to win the league. So aside whatever we've gotten from player sales, other commercial deals in Liverpool had us also improve Liverpool's finances drastically. For example, Liverpool's new sponsorship deal with Adidas. I said earlier, we bought Luis Diaz for less than £50 million. We sold him for 65 or 66 million pounds to Bayer Leverkusen. Most players have left, and then it has made our wage bill and also our finances very strong. So it's not as if Liverpool have maybe the bigger financial muscle over the clubs, but for the past seasons, Liverpool have not signed any proper player aside Virgil van Dijk and maybe Alisson Becker, who Liverpool signed Virgil van Dijk for 75 million, Alisson Becker for 65 million. Way back during Jurgen Klopp's time, you can see clearly that Liverpool has not made any major signing. All the signings might be mid, let's say mid. They are not too expensive. Dominic Szoboszlai coming in, Alexis McAllister, Wataru Endo, all these guys were not bought for huge sums of money. So it made Liverpool a bit convenient when it comes to spending money on the market. So it shouldn't be a surprise. There were instances where Liverpool couldn't even buy, we couldn't even bid with, we couldn't even go toe-to-toe with some of the big boys when we wanted particular players. But now this is a clear statement of intent that Liverpool's owners, that the Fenway Sports Group, wants to really compete at the top level with the big boys. So as a Liverpool fan, we've been there when we've seen Liverpool signing the likes of J. Spearing, Konchesky, and all those guys, which eventually were being mocked at. But now things have changed, and I want everybody to be very happy and embrace this new wind blowing the Liverpool camp now. And also the question you asked me about how the Slot will be able to combine Isaac is a professional. Isaac already knows what he's going to do at the club. Isaac said Liverpool or no other team. So he knows what is at stake. Our project has been well explained to him that this is how he wants to play. Everything has been well discussed with him. So he's going to slot in easily, seamlessly, and we are going to get the best out of Alexander Isak. Bear in mind, we are preparing for life after Mohamed Salah. Yes, we are preparing for life after Mohamed. Salah will definitely leave. He will not give us more than 3 seasons. He will definitely leave, and it's going to make a big way for these guys. They are going to understudy Mohamed Salah for now. And when Salah officially leaves, they pick up the mantle and then Liverpool keeps thriving.
Okay, looking at one transfer that couldn't go through, that is Maguire from Crystal Palace. As of now, the transfer has collapsed. And if Liverpool can get him unless in January or in the summer next season, do you think it will be it will have a big effect on Liverpool going into the season after the international break?
First of all, it's going to have a very big effect on us because Liverpool already planned for Maguire, which we even did medicals. We did his medicals and everything, which he accepted to join us. And the guy wants to join Liverpool. He wants to play the UEFA Champions League. And look at the teams we'll be playing like Real Madrid, the big boys. He wants to be there. He wants to play against the champions. He wants to play against top teams. So if this move collapses, it's going to affect Maguire. As of now, if the move officially is collapsed, he has to be given a psychologist who's going to work on his mind and everything. Because he made a goodbye video for the Palace fans, telling them that, oh, I've given my best. And even on my last game for the club, I scored a goal. And now things have turned upside down, or things didn't go well. He's not happy. Now, Glasner is also threatening the top hierarchy of the club that he might leave if they don't find an alternative for Maguire. Either he stays now or something like that. And with what Oliver Glasner is doing for the club, I mean, they love it so much that they can't let him go just like that. So I feel the manager has a powerful say in the club now. That is what is also influencing the decision that they are taking now.
Okay. So, Prince, from your side, let's look at the big NS in the transfer market. That is Chelsea. making up to 300 million in player sales from Noni Madueke, João Felix, that is Ichuku, Armando Broja, a whole lot of players. Chelsea have sold this transfer window. Even Arsenal bought Madueke from Chelsea. From your side, do you think we should give a good thumbs up to Chelsea sporting directors and owners for getting in the players and also selling them out? Now, Nicholas Jackson's transfer fee from Chelsea to Bayern Munich on a loan of 16.5, which is the highest loan fee being paid for a player. And also at the end, if Bayern wants to keep him, they need to pay 65 million. Do you think Chelsea should be labeled one of the best business clubs when it comes to football?
So I think Chelsea are doing well with their player sales. Looking at the value they are getting from their player sales, it's encouraging. We just hope other teams can learn from this, because at the end of the day, you get to make sell-on value for the player you got. So when you look at how they get their players very young, a very young player, so making a sell-on value of the player, you get to make more than you spent. So at least you get to realize that it balances your books and you don't have issues with FFP. So I think what Chelsea is doing, at the long run, they are going to benefit from it, because, and I hope other teams are also looking at it and learning from it. In an aspect that you have a large squad where these young guys are coming in, and some are even going on loan. So some of the deals they do, they take the players on loan just to have them prove themselves out there in other smaller teams. And in most of some of these loan deals, there's a contract in there that takes the place that the player has to play. If the player doesn't play, that team will pay another amount to Chelsea. So I think I saw it in Mark Gui's contract to Sunderland or something, that he had to play. If he doesn't play, Sunderland will pay an extra 3 million or 2 million to Chelsea. So there's some of this contract in there that helps these players to go and prove their worth in other clubs. So at least when they are on loan there, other teams are also scouting them. So at least when they come in to bid, Chelsea has a bidding war and option to choose from. And there's a team in France that is Strasbourg that Chelsea owns. So at least they look at some of these players that they might not have a place now in a Chelsea team or in a Chelsea setup. They just ship them to Strasbourg. A player from Brighton called Enciso. So he was loaned to Brighton under the Chelsea group of companies. So I think there's a group called what's the name?
It's Bluco.
Bluco, yeah. So it's under that. So they just take you to Strasbourg. You play on loan over there. The likes of Petrovic, all those guys, Santos, all those guys went to pass through Strasbourg just to get a higher sell-on value. So they get to sell them to other teams like Bournemouth and all those things. And I think it's a very good thing that they are doing. And I just hope at the long run, other teams can also learn from it, and we can all get a good deal out of some of the players who don't like to use them, or they are not of value to us anymore.
Look at some of the major transfers going on. I would mention them, then we'll look at, would it be a good signing for the club, and also what impact the player can bring to the team. So let me start with Raf. Let's look at Gigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain to Manchester City. At the end of the season, he was one of the best goalkeepers, winning the Champions League. But Luis Enrique made it clear that he's not one goalkeeper he's looking at starting the season with. Now he has joined Man City. Rating from 1 to 10, how much do you think this transfer would impact Manchester City, and what would Donnarumma also bring to this Man City team?
Wow. The City's backline has been depleted a bit. At the time when he had the likes of Manuel Akanji, I think Manuel Akanji has also moved. I'm yet to confirm.
Inter Milan.
Yeah.
Exactly. Manuel Akanji, Ruben Diaz, Vardiol,
Stones.
Yeah, John Stones. It was a proper defensive setup whereby it was a like-for-like replacement. Whenever one particular player is not around, whoever comes in is equally good. Now they had a goalkeeper, a ball-playing goalkeeper, right? A ball-playing goalkeeper. Now, I don't know the reason why Luis Enrique is saying he's not happy with Donnarumma. I'm yet to see Donnarumma's weakness that has made Luis Enrique to say that. With all due respect to the Spanish manager, but this Spanish manager, some of them have a little bit of arrogance in them, whereby they feel like whatever they say as a coach is what should be final. I don't know, because I don't know what exactly Donnarumma did wrong that has made him make such a bad decision. Allowing Donnarumma to leave is a really, really bad decision. Hey, the Champions League final from the group stages against Liverpool, look, Donnarumma was fantastic. I don't know the criteria like what he wants to see in that guy. Is it that he can't play the ball from the back? He's an excellent goalkeeper. He does the basics first. Keep your goalposts safe. That is what Donnarumma can do for you. He will not let you concede. He will not give you unnecessary mistakes from the back. Yes, he's not good with the ball at his feet. Guardiola told us that he wants a ball-playing goalkeeper. That is why he allowed Bravo and other guys to leave, and then he has been able to get Ederson. One of the goalkeepers who has more assists in the league for the past 5 seasons is Ederson. A direct ball to the striker and there's a goal. So he allowing Ederson to leave to bring Donnarumma. Donnarumma can keep the goalpost safe, but he's not good with the ball at his feet. So I'm yet to see what Donnarumma will bring. But for me, it is a good signing. He will do his basics. He will make sure that Man City doesn't concede, depending on his back four. Donnarumma will do his best as a goalkeeper. But what he did at PSG, it is clear. His work speaks for him. He won't concede much, and that also depends on how the back four are going to line up. So for me, it is an 8/10 signing.
Okay, so looking at that, what now happens to Trafford, who joined Manchester City this transfer window from Burnley? Would he be a second goalkeeper to Donnarumma? And do you think it was also a good move for a player like Trafford moving to Manchester City at that time?
It's of course, in the pecking order, he is not closer to Donnarumma in terms of experience, in terms of the know-how. And it's also a good move for him because he's running a team where he will play in the top European games. He'll be a Champions League goalkeeper. He'll be in a team that's going to face top teams. It is going to be a big expense for him. It's going to make his CV a better one. But of course, he's going to be a second goalkeeper to Donnarumma.
And have another keeper from Chelsea. That came from Chelsea.
Bettinelli. He came in as a third choice goalkeeper, so he's not in to come and be improved something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Prince, let's look at the next transfer, Nicolas Jackson to Bayern Munich. It was one of the most talked transfer during the weekend. He gets into Bayern Munich, Chelsea calling him to return, and now they've been able to agree on a 16.5 million loan fee and also an obligation to buy at the end of the season. That is 65 million. Do you think this move is a good move for Bayern Munich, spending up to 80 million plus on a player like Nicolas Jackson from Chelsea?
I think it's a gamble with Nicolas Jackson to Bayern Munich. It's a gamble on the side of Bayern Munich because I saw how they pushed out Sadio Mane. I don't know if it has something to do with he being a black player or his wages, but I felt like it was not too professional from Bayern Munich. So going for another black player who is also a striker, already you have a well-proven striker who is Harry Kane. You have a well-proven striker. Fine. There's not too much age on the side because he's already approaching his 40s. So you are looking at a younger prospect who can come and fill in that shoes. But I'm looking at the skin color because Germany is one racial country that you might not feel comfortable, especially being in Munich. You get it? Because I personally didn't like how they handle the issue with Sadio Mane. Because if a
You know,
player,
Sergio Mendes was also a Senegalese like Nicolas Jackson.
Yeah, and
you,
Jackson is also a Senegalese.
you
Yeah,
get it.
so
So
do you think that would be a huge thing? Is it they trying to recorrect what happened to Sergio Mane, or you think that maybe if Jackson goes there and miss a lot of chances like he has been doing during his Chelsea times, it will be a
Ben,
difficult
yeah,
season
yeah.
for him?
I think it might be a challenge for Jackson himself. So he probably would have to psych his mind. He'd have to do more than his capacity because there's a team that wouldn't like to take chances with you. You understand? Because personally, up to today, I feel bad for Sadio Mane because this is a guy that left Liverpool with so much potential going to Bayern Munich. I remember he had an issue with Sani against a Champions League they played where there was this issue, but they kept Sani in the team, but had to let Sadio Mane go. You get it? Sadio Mane just left as Sani just left last season to at one of these Turkish teams.
Yeah.
You get it? So
that is
honestly,
so.
it's a very big. It's going to be a huge something on the shoulders of Nicolas Jackson, and he has to prove beyond his expectation. He has to make sure that if he's going to make this deal permanent, he has to work, and filling that boots of Hurricane who scores hat trick for fun. Honestly, it won't be easy, but he's fortunate to have a player like Jamal Musiala injured for 4 months. And one advantage for Nicolas Jackson is link up play, which is going to help him with Sergio with the striker Hurricane. So at least if he can link up so well with Hurricane, at least he can also dash some balls in there for him to get in a tapping or something that to at least get to rewrite his name in Germany. Because honestly, last season in England, he didn't do well with some of the red card and some of the tackles that he went to, and sometimes putting the team in a tight face because the team needs you and you go and make a tackle and the coach would have to go and deploy another strategy to fix the whole mess. So and you come back with just an apology. So honestly, Jackson has to go and rewrite his story in Germany, and it's not going to be an easy one. So I can only wish him all the best because he's a black player. I want him to succeed. I really want him to succeed. With what happened to Sadio Mane, I want him to go and change the things over there and make black players proud.
Okay, so how are you going to rate this transfer?
I think a 7/10 for 7/10 for Jackson himself, and maybe a 6/10 for Bayern Munich itself. Because just like I said, it's a gamble for Bayern Munich. It's a 50-50 thing. It might work out, it might not work out. So that's all I can say about
Okay.
Jackson.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, Ralph, let's look at the next transfer. That is Javier Elliott, Liverpool's darling boy, moving to Aston Villa for 35 million. There is a buyback clause from Liverpool that if they need him, they can sign him back to their setup. You being a Liverpool fan, do you think Javier Elliott moving away from Liverpool is a big loss for Liverpool, or is it time for him to move to another club and also enjoy some quality football there?
Oh, Javier Elliott is our darling boy, and he won the under-20 championship not so long ago with England.
Back to back.
Back to back. Yes. Yes, I was about to say that. He won the just ended what he won, and so won another one previously, the previous one before this one. He's a back-to-back champion. He's not just maybe just a team member, but he was very instrumental. I remember he scored in the semi-finals of the competition and all. Now the World Cup is looming. There are a lot of young guys around who are also playing. Some of them less than 20 years are getting national team call-ups. So Javier Elliott in the Liverpool team, it will be difficult for him to get a starting lineup or he gets a starting place ahead of the midfielders we have there, the Gravenberch, the Szoboszlais, and the McAllisters. It will be difficult for him. Therefore, to help him as a player, he has to go on loan. He has to go there and get some game time. Of course, I believe Unai Emery will give him time. Unai Emery knows how to develop these youngsters. You know, looking at how he has dealt with the likes of Morgan Rogers and the young guys coming up at the Aston Villa's academy. Javier Lot has to go and then get enough game time, purposely because of the World Cup. And I believe the World Cup, if he's able to go there and excel and do so well, he'll be getting the place in the plane for the Three Lions when they are going to the World Cup.
Okay, so with this transfer, what would be the rating for it?
I give it a 7/10.
Okay. So, Prince, let's look at Arteta adding another centre back, Pero Handicapy by Leverkusen alone, and Arsenal will look to sign him at the end of the season with an option to buy. Arteta adding another centre back. Do you think it was a good move, especially with now Saliba missing out? And what is this player bringing to the Arsenal setup? You being an Arsenal fan, and also how would you rate this transfer?
Yeah, honestly, you could clearly see that this season's transfer is it's kind of a bit intense because there's World Cup coming in just in a corner, so every player wants to have a role to play in there. When you look at someone like Kobe Mainoo, who is forcing his way out of Manchester United because he wants to get a regular playing time to get a call up into the Three Lions for the World Cup. We added this defender to come add up to our defense. I think it's a good call, honestly. I clearly analyzed the game we played against Liverpool, and you could clearly see that without that free kick, I don't think Liverpool would have gotten a goal anywhere because you could see Salah was out of the game. Who were taking all these guys didn't even get a shot on target. Without the free kick, I don't think Liverpool would have won that game. So that should tell you how solid the backline is. So, and we getting this guy in, it's very good because of Calafiori. That guy was so good against Liverpool because he kept Salah so muted in that game. But the challenge I have with Calafiori is that he gets injured easily. So getting Hincapié is a very good addition on the left flank because he can play a left centre back and a left back. So because when you look at the setup, Xabi Alonso was playing with Bayer Leverkusen. He was playing a three back where Hincapié was playing at the left centre back and a left back position for him. So the likes of Grimado could go for it. So that guy is very good, and I like his defensive mentality. So adding to the setup is very good. At least it keeps the back line in a very good shape. Now Saliba is out. I don't know. The assessment hasn't come out for us to know how long he's going to be out. But I believe it's not going to be for long because he didn't look nasty. So I believe so that he will come back soon after probably the international break. At least we have a week for the players to rest to get their fitness back. So it's a good transfer in there for us now.
Okay. And Ralph, the next transfer I want us to look at, the rating,
If I'm going to rate it, I think I'll give it a 7/10. Since it's a low deal, I'm just wishing he can come and prove himself so he can be a permanent deal for us.
Okay. I think there's one saying that you should never fall in love with a lone player. So,
yeah.
So Ralph, let's look at the next transfer. Victor Boniface moving from Bayer Leverkusen to Werder Bremen. What I want us to look at this is he has had huge struggles. He signed for AC Milan, medicals failure, and he returned back to Bayer Leverkusen. Now moving to a club like Werder Bremen. Do you think is a below par move for our brother Victor Boniface? And also, how would he benefit a team like Werder Bremen, who is a mid-table club, Germany? And also, how are you going to rate this transfer for Boniface?
Oh, with all due respect to the German club, Werder Bremen is a bit of a downgrade for Victor Boniface. And Bayer Leverkusen as a team itself, they are I don't know who is in charge, but their team is being mismanaged now.
They've sacked him this morning.
Yes. The team is heading in a very bad and a bad direction. They have sold a lot of key players, sacking manager after 3 games.
Yeah.
Look, they are not looking for a manager, forgetting that Alonso, it took time for Alonso to shape up this team. Before Alonso took this team, they were on the verge, they were basically battling relegation. They were a mid-table team, sinking very deep. They gave Alonso time, and Alonso has been able to, manufacture this team for them to compete at the top level, to the extent of playing an unbeaten for more than 30 games until they lost the final game to Atalanta. They were a very solid side. And now you've not been able to keep that players for financial reasons. You've sold all these players and you're expecting a manager to do magic. No, it will be difficult. The reason why I'm saying that is that they should have maintained Victor Boniface at least. They should have at least maintained Victor Boniface. For whichever reason Victor Boniface is leaving Bayern Leverkusen, I have no idea. But Victor Boniface is leaving Bayern Leverkusen to a mid-table team, or even, let me say, it's a downgrade for Victor. But he's a great footballer. He wants to play his game, and I believe wherever he's going to, he'll be at Werder Bremen now. He's also a German Bundesliga star boy, and I know he's going to get his goals there. So even though the Werder Bremen is below Bayern Leverkusen in the pecking order in terms of who is a good team or a better team, maybe for the past 3 seasons or so, he as a player is going to benefit a lot. He's going to get enough game time, and I believe he's going to score goals there.
Okay. So with a rating for this transfer for the player and also for the
6/10, because of how his first deal collapsed with AC Milan. Section of the fans, especially his people from home, Nigeria, were bashing him here and there. And he's not getting support. I really feel for the guy. They were not supporting him, bashing here and there. But I give it a 6/10.
Okay. Prince, I want us to look at the next transfer. Ilkay Gundogan from Manchester City to Galatasaray. He joined Manchester City from Barcelona, that is last season, and now he's moving away to Turkey. Do you think it's a good move for the player because he has a Turkey heritage? And also, what do you think Manchester City are also losing in a player like Gundogan?
I think Manchester might not be losing that much because Barcelona had to let him go because of wages, and so they can be able to register other players. Because you look at Barcelona's financial issues every season here and there with how they could register players, so they had to let him come back to his previous club. That was Man City, and I think he came to Man City not only because of football reasons but also coaching reasons. He wanted to come and understudy Pep Guardiola, who he sees as his mentor. So because he wants to go into coaching, so he clearly came back because he wanted to study Guardiola for a time and probably take up a job in the Man City Academy. So it was a good thing, but he going out from the league is what I don't know how well he's going to fend for him in Turkey. Fine, that's where he comes from because he's a Turkish and a German. So he'll be fortunate to have a community around him that he's familiar with because this is where he hails from. So fine, that one is to his advantage. But would he be able to sustain a consistent in his form too? Because he has dipped so bad in his form that last season he didn't play well for Man City. When he came back from Barcelona, he didn't play so well. And that was some of the reasons why they have to go for the likes of this guy from AC Milan,
Johnny Rangers.
Yeah, and the other guy too from I think Marseille or something, or Lyon.
Lyon, that is Ryan Cherki.
Yeah, so it looked clearly that Gundogan wasn't adding up, so they had to let him go. But I just hope at least where he's going to might not be too much of intense like we see in the EPL where there's so much pace and strength. You know, the EPL comes with so much pace and strength. When you are aging, you have to go out, just like De Bruyne left. But I felt like he could have taken the path of De Bruyne, going to Italy to still be in the top 5 leagues and at least be seen week in, week out. But where he's going to I don't know how the eyeballs will be on him. So I can just wish him all the best. And the rating should be maybe a 5/10 because honestly, Goodigan his form as tip. So I just wish him all the best.
Okay, so Ralph, let's look at this transfer. Kolo Muani from Paris Saint-Germain to Tottenham Hotspur on loan. And also, I want you to add a Xavi Simons to Tottenham also in a full transfer. Do you think Thomas Frank is getting quality players and he needs to challenge for the EPL title next season? So with these two players and also your rating for both transfers.
Wow. Kolo Muani is a very good player. What every fan remember about Muani is that chance against Emi Martinez at the FIFA World Cup. That changed the entire story.
Now, that means Tottenham has Kolo Muani, Tel, and Richarlison.
Yes.
And Solanke.
And Dominic Solanke. They have 3 top center forwards.
4 strikers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Of course, some of them will play our wingers and all those things. So he has quality. Let's see how it's going to fare. Yeah, so Ben, with Kolo Muani, very good player. I don't know how his season went at Juventus. At Juventus, I don't know why things didn't work too well. But a low move to the Premiership is a very good one for him because of the quality of the Premier League. That alone is enough for him. If he's able to come in and fight hard and get his starting place ahead of Richarlison and ahead of also Dominic Solanke, who are also fighting so hard to do so well for their club so that they can get a national team call-up. It's now, this season is going to be very, very competitive due to the individual player themselves and also for the clubs, because every player wants to start for his national team. Therefore, it's going to be very, very competitive. So Kolo Muani from Juventus on loan to Tottenham Hotspur is a very good one for him as a player. But as to if he's going to get a starting place ahead of Richarlison, who in their second game, Spurs' second game or first game, he scored a fantastic goal. But unfortunately, against Bournemouth, they couldn't show up. It's so open. The position, the attacking position is still open for all the attackers. They'll be getting their time. Whoever is going to take it and be consistent will lead the line for the Tottenham Hotspur team. Seems Thomas Frank is still looking for the perfect number 9. He is still looking, even though Richarlison has scored, it is still open for all the attackers. Whoever can do well will get the nod for the club. And also, Xavi Simons. Wow, that boy is my darling boy. He's one of the players I wanted Liverpool to sign, even ahead of Florian Wirtz. I watched him at the Netherlands national team. He's a great player. But unfortunately, Liverpool decided to go for Florian Wirtz ahead of him. Anyway, he's also coming to the Premier League. With the injury that has occurred to James Maddison, it will give him some time. That boy is a number 10 boy, very strong on the ball. He has quick feet. I don't know why Chelsea couldn't make a move for that boy. But Tottenham has guaranteed him play time. Tottenham outbid Chelsea when it came to Xavi Simons. So I believe James Maddison is out of the season, probably. And I feel he's going to get some game time. With Mohamed Kudus and the guys on the flanks, he's going to excel and he's going to do well. I give that transfer a 9/10.
Okay. As you said, you are giving it a 9/10. And officially, the transfer window has ended. So as of now, clubs have made their signing, sending the documents, and everything is sealed and signed. So
Ben.
Yes.
So Maguire didn't come to Liverpool.
No, Maguire couldn't make it to Liverpool. Maguire couldn't make it because of a delayed transfer from Brighton's Igok to Crystal Palace. So Crystal Palace had to hold on to Maguire. And we'll be hoping that Liverpool can get him maybe in January or in the summer. But there's a big blow for Liverpool.
You blame Liverpool for this. I think they delayed the deal.
Yes, they delayed. Liverpool delayed because the offer was just being waiting.
Palace also should have gone for. Palace should have been looking for a centre back. Glasner knew what he was doing. He didn't want the boy to come. That is why he also delayed in getting a centre back.
I think when you look at the defender, the Maguire guy, he wanted to play safe. He didn't want to push a deal. So I believe Liverpool should have pushed the deal rather than making because the player
Prince, he agreed a deal with us about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but he didn't want to push a deal. He didn't want to force the deal.
And even with their game yesterday, after the game, Dean Henderson was pushing him towards the fans
yeah, but he
to
said
like
no.
wave
Yes.
to them. He said no.
Yeah,
Meaning he
yeah.
wasn't willing to put in the effort.
Effort to
That
force
let me go. But he was
Yeah.
waiting for the clubs to do their thing, and he would just
he wanted to
agree after
respect.
the clubs are
He
done.
wanted to respect Crystal Palace. Yeah.
Anyway, let's
So as of
continue.
now, Liverpool can only get him in January at a fee which will be lower than the 35 they presented, or maybe in the summer for free. And I think Liverpool will look
At
getting
least
the summer
it's to
for
the
free.
advantage of some of the other teams. So as they are building the attack, we can take advantage of the defense.
We have this Palmer boy, Giovanni Leone, but just an 18-year-old, but let's see how he's also going to play when he comes.
Let them build the attack. We'll take advantage of the defense and punish them.
Okay. So thank you for joining us on today's deadline day, talking about some transfers that happened in recent times, and also what we are looking at the clubs building and making sure that after the international break, the official league has started. That is what Pep Guardiola said. Pep Guardiola said the first 3 games are like part of the preseason. The league starts after the international break. So we'll be looking at after the international break how some of these transfers can impact their team's performance in the league. So thank you for joining Tactics and Touchlines. Like, subscribe, and leave your comment section on which transfer was the biggest transfer for you and which one do you think wouldn't help your club. And we'll read your comment in yes. So thank you all for joining us on Tactics and Touchlines.